I'm Ellen Shannon, and I am the Executive Director for the National Capital Area Chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
So what's going on today?
So today is our Prince William Out of the Darkness Community Walk here at Harris Pavilion in Manassas, Virginia. And we are here to walk to fight suicide and support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's mission to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide.
So you put a lot of work into these events.
Yes.
What is it like when you see people out here and honoring people?
It is the best part of my job. This is, the community is why we do what we do. We know that the vast majority of Americans will be impacted by suicide at some point in their life. And we want people to know that there is so much hope and so much help out there to support you if you're struggling, to support you if you've lost someone to suicide, or if you care about someone who struggles as well. And so to see the community physically come together and gather and stand up and walk in support of this mission, it means everything to us, because suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you and me. We can all play a role in creating a culture that is smart about mental health, and we can all play a role in preventing suicide.
And it's been the 2-year anniversary of 988. How has that help the fight?
Yeah, so we are so grateful for 988 getting implemented in all 50 states all across the country and Washington, D.C. So for anyone who's not familiar with 988, it is the 3-digit number that is now designated to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Before, it was a very long 1-800 number that was honestly quite difficult to remember. But now we have 988 anywhere in the United States that 24/7, 365, you can call it. If you're worried about someone, if you're struggling yourself, if you're in a moment of crisis, it's really there for anyone who needs to talk to someone about suicide and to find support. And so please take your phone out right now. If you're watching this, put 988 in there, save it. You may never need it, but at least if you have it in your phone, you have it on hand just in case you do at any point in time.
And who do you honor during these?
I honor quite a few people, but I honor myself. And in all honesty, I have lived experience. I have struggled with suicidal ideation throughout my life, from being a child to a young adult and being a parent now. It is so important for me to create a world where anyone who is struggling can find help and doesn't have to live in fear of asking for support. And I just want my children to grow up in a different world. And I don't want any family to ever have to experience the loss of a loved one and have to mourn the loss of anyone to suicide. And so I walk in honor of our whole community. But I was first connected with AFSP in honor of my own lived experience.
How can people donate?
That's a great question, because we certainly need your support. So for the Prince William Walk, you can go to afsp.org/PWC, which stands for Prince William County. So if you go to afsp.org/PWC, there's a little donate button at the top. All the funds that we raise through this event make our mission impact possible. And so the way the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, or AFSP, fights suicide is through 4 key areas. Number 1, we are the largest private funder of suicide prevention research in the world. And that is so incredibly vital, because we know through research that suicide is in fact preventable. And if we can learn how to prevent suicide through research, we know we can save lives, which is what we're here to do. From that research, we also create educational programs and resources by the leading researchers in the field, develop these. And then it's through our chapters, like here at the National Capital Area Chapter, that we implement these programs and provide them to our communities at no cost. Because we know through education, we can break down stigma and we can teach people about risk factors, warning signs, and interventions, which is vital to our mission. We also advocate at the national, state, and local level. We have hundreds of thousands of advocates all across the country who are volunteers who reach out to our elected officials and use their voices for change, and to ask our elected officials to care about our cause and to pass laws like 988 that we know will save lives. And then the fourth way is we provide support for survivors of suicide loss. We know that surviving a loss can be an incredibly complicated and difficult type of grief. And a lot of people, mourn a loss in silence and don't usually share about their experience. And so we want to make sure that we are showing love and support to that community and to make sure that they know that they're not alone either, and that there's a whole bunch of people out here that care and support about them and to help them heal and just through their grief journey. So the funds that we raise through this event are so incredibly vital. We know that suicide rates are at an all-time high right now. Unfortunately, they have gone up since the end of the pandemic. Right now, it's the 11th leading cause of death in the United States. In Virginia, in fact, it's actually the second leading cause of death for children ages 10 through young adults through the ages of 34. But it doesn't need to be that way, and it shouldn't be that way because we know suicide is preventable. And if we all come together and we support, we can make that change and we can certainly turn things around.